This brings up an interesting point between hands off and automation with that personal touch. There seems to be a dance from what I'm interpreting from you, like of try to systemize and automate, but also retain that real connection.
Yeah, for me, there's definitely a balance. And what we always say is use automation all the way up until the point that human interaction is required, right? So think of a lead generation and nurturing and sales process. I'm going to capture leads automatically on the website or on a landing page. I'm going to follow up with them automatically. But as soon as they raise their hand and they say, hey, I want to, have a conversation about your services or whatever, that's where we're going to employ human capital. We're going to have a sales rep call them and they're going to have a personal relationship, et cetera. Again, when they become a customer, they're going to get a lot of automated communication from me that's going to feel very personal. But if they reply to any of that, they need to know that there's a real person on the other end. And yes, I mean, it comes into my regular inbox that everything else comes into, and I respond to all that. It's interesting. Just last week, I got an email from someone who was on our list, replied to one of my automated emails and said, hey, I'm just checking to see if this is a real email. That's all they said. Mm-hmm. And I replied and I said, yeah, this is my personal email. How can I help you? And the person replied back and said, very interesting. I actually just tested 20 different people who I'm on their list, and you're the only person who responded. Man. And I thought that was really sad, that most people aren't really monitoring those automated emails. That's unfortunate because it's a big opportunity. As soon as people actually open up a real conversation with you, that's buying signal number one, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, someone who actually engages in conversation, they're interested. They're likely gonna buy. And so I think people who are using automated tools but aren't applying the personal aspect of it, they're just losing out on business.
Right. I love that. Listen, because what came up for me as you were sharing is there is that wow factor that you mentioned earlier. So I was curious to you, outside of this, are there any other examples that you can give us as far as like, how do you create this wow factor, wow experience with automation?
Yeah, great question. Well, one of the things that we're doing right now, so Jason, you'll be actually getting one of these, I think, here soon. We're still putting it all together, but we're putting together a big box of stuff that our customers will get when they sign up. We've been wanting to do this for a while, and we just haven't gotten to it. Again, we're not perfect at this stuff, and we're feeling the same overwhelm that every other small business feels in the process. Just trying to keep it in check. But we're going to be sending a box to every customer that signs up that has a hoodie, a t-shirt, a nice cool bottle like this, and some other information about our services and ways that they can, get more value out of our services and things like that. And so that's one thing that will be fully automated. As soon as they sign up, boom, Infusionsoft is going to trigger to the fulfillment house that package needs to go out to that customer. And so that's one simple way. Another simple way too is, when someone purchases, they go through an order form, and then on the thank you page of the order form, we actually have that go right into what we call our onboarding process. So it immediately goes into process to for them to set up their password, to collect some more information from them that they'll need in the process of being a customer. We have some videos in there from me explaining the service, welcoming them to the family, very personal type videos, that kind of stuff. And then of course, email follow-up, things like that. Also, one part that's not automated, I guess the triggering of it is automated, but when a customer signs up for our service called The Factory, a task gets created for one of our customer success managers, who's going to be the customer success manager for that customer. They get assigned and they get that task right away. And our requirement is that the CSM calls the customer within 2 hours of them signing up. And we call that the warm fuzzies call. So call them and do the warm fuzzies call. The warm fuzzies call is, hey, welcome to the Box Out family. We're excited to work with you. Here's how it's all going to work. Let's schedule your strategy call. We call it our mapping call, but they get that scheduled and they welcome the customer and just explain a few things. So, when someone shells out some money, the first thing you want to do is reinforce that, hey, you made the right decision. You're with the right company here. So the warm fuzzies call helps achieve that. this box that'll be coming in the mail will help achieve that. The personalized follow-up and videos helps, all of those types of things. And again, there's a balance. A lot of that's automated, but some of it's not. That Warm Fuzzies call is not automated.
Right. And I get that because that actually helps with retention as well, right? And I think
Absolutely.
a lot of business owners, especially I think right now, I mean, over this entire year, I think a lot of companies, they've been on cutting. Cut the expenses, cut as much as we can, right? As opposed to building it up and looking, how can we invest more into our customers? How can we build them up and all that kind of stuff?